Oh, hey, Tom Phillips.
Hi there.
Why is it that I can't play Dragon Age Inquisition Jaws of Hakkon, the DLC, and you can?
Were you foolish
Pray
enough
tell.
not to buy a PlayStation?
No, I did buy a PlayStation 4. I don't have an Xbox One, and that's the problem because
Oh, this is good.
there's a whole timed exclusivity thing going on with this one.
Yeah, they announced this back at E3 last year. I think a lot of people have forgotten about it because, well, the DLC was just announced and then put out there, and there was no real sort of build up to it. It's just like surprise.
Yeah.
So
I like that they picked perhaps the biggest week for RPGs of the year, like Bloodborne, Pillars of Eternity. Oh hey, we also just Dragon Age Inquisition DLC.
Yeah, it's a bit of an odd one, and I think a lot of people weren't expecting it for a while, especially because there was no trailer until actually after the game was on sale.
Excellent,
so
good job there.
It's almost like they don't want to make too big a deal of it right now because they know people are a little bit like, why isn't it on PlayStation?
Yeah, sure, and they'll maybe do a bigger push later on. That would make sense. Well, but you have played it. You've completed it now on your Xbox One, and. Is it any good? Is it a worthy addition to the Inquisition landscape?
I think it is, but and my thoughts are in the review, which is you can read on Eurogamer.net right now. I was very much torn between I think what I wanted from the DLC and what it provided. So I enjoyed the DLC, but I'm one of these people who I play Dragon Age because of the exploration.
Right.
I just like, setting off and exploring a bit of the
map.
See,
whereas I kind of feel like I've had my fill of exploring the world of Inquisition and doing
totally
side quests.
Valid point. Yeah,
I'm after some... if I'm going to delve into the DLC, I'm expecting a decent storyline, a decent continuation of the story. Now, this is an interesting point, actually, because you can play Jaws of Hakkon either before or after you've completed the main storyline.
Yeah.
How does it get around the fact that once you complete the main storyline, some pretty big stuff may have happened? For example, you may have fought the bad guy. How does it deal with that information?
I don't know what you could mean by that, Chris. So playing it before, it does feel a little bit of a diversion. Okay. And I guess playing it after...
Shouldn't we be, this is the hole in the sky?
The area itself, Frostback Basin, and I mentioned this in the review, is one of my favourite areas in the game because it has such a great story to it, which is tied into the environment itself. So you're exploring, and you have this thing about the past Inquisitor, last scene there.
Right.
You're there because some nutty university professor wants to excavate some stuff.
Excellent.
With little Scout Harding, who is one of my favourite side characters.
Good.
She comes with you on some of the quests.
Oh, really?
It's great. You can't obviously.
I wonder if that's a reaction to the fact that everyone just seems to really like that character.
I think it must be, you can ask her about her backstory and what her favourite flavour soup is.
So if you're one of those Scout Harding fans, you might want to.
Yeah. Shippers rejoice.
And there was some.
And then the other thing is there's two warring tribes. One of them is the Avar, and one of them is a more friendly version of them, kind of like Vikings.
Okay.
So all of that is contained within the region. There's a lot going on, and all of those sort of separate plot threads merge nicely. So it feels like even though you are doing side quests, and one of them is free this bear and bring it back to a camp.
No, not that again.
But it's a cool bear.
We did it with the weird ram creature in the hinterlands. Okay.
It's a cool bear, and it's worth it because he kind of... Oh, I don't want to spoil it. It's worth it. So you're doing all these things, but it does feel like story-wise, within this little sort of standalone tale, it all meshes very well. So
the side quests actually feel relevant to what's going on. That became a bit of a problem in the main game. So what is the kind of the reason to play this in particular, do you think? Is it for people that want more Inquisition just because there can't be that many people that have finished that game in entirety?
Well, and that is a good point, and I think probably why the first DLC, and this is still the first, and presumably there'll be at least one, probably several more, isn't set afterwards, because you're right, a lot of people won't have finished it. So right now, it's somewhere with very high level content, and it has stuff which sort of bleeds over into your main progress, like superpowered weapons. It has a new Inquisitor ability, this bubble shield, which is really useful against ranged projectiles. That could be super useful if you're playing this before the end. And it's just more story and a bit more information about the Dragon Age world. I think that if you're not a hardcore Dragon Age fan, then you could legitimately question the importance of playing it.
That's fair enough.
It's not something that reveals anything amazing about the main campaign. I kind of was expecting it to be something like Leviathan, the first Mass Effect 3
which
DLC.
felt like a real continuation or a real link to that main storyline.
Yeah, but then people complained about that, saying this information is so vital, it should have been in the main game. So I kind of see that BioWare sort of looked at it and looked at both situations and thought, you know what, we'll just do a really cool area which is fun to explore with a new sort of self-contained tale.
That isn't hugely important to the main storyline if you don't want to play it.
Yeah.
Alright, okay. That sounds...
But it is a lot of fun.
Sounds alright. It sounds alright. I don't know. I think I'm probably on the side of the argument that would like more big story connected to
That is coming.
The main game.
Mike Laidlaw, I interviewed him at EGX Res, and he said that he wanted to address some fans do want an extra area with more things to do, which is what this is. And
there are quite a lot of areas in Dragon Age Inquisition with things to do in them.
Yeah, but I mean, I finished them.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
And this is a really cool area. And then there are other fans who obviously want a continuation of stuff that happens at the end and after the end. And he said that when they've finished releasing all of their DLC, he hopes to have satisfied both sets of fans.
This is interesting because I think we are actually on opposite sides here, because I've been following you playing it as you've been
following me around.
Just as in, like, you will come into the office in the morning and have an update from your experience in Dragon Age Inquisition.
I'm sorry, I've been boring you.
Those updates are often, I went to this area and did all the side quests. And I got to a point in my game where I'd had my fill of that, and now I just wanted to see the main storyline through. I still got loads of side quests that I could go back to do, which I'm not really that fussed about. So, interesting. I think, we are on opposite sides here. I would say I'm probably not in a huge rush to play Joseph Hakkon.
That's fair.
But do want more Inquisition DLC that tackles bigger stuff. Alright, cool. Well, thank you for that, Tom. And
no problem.
Full reviews on the site. It's a good write-up. You should go check it out.
Oh, you're very kind.
Cheers, Tom.
Inquisitor. I thought we could catch up.